for a new project. I was walking on Commerce Street, and I came across this sign for a gym, Doug's Gym. And I don't know if you can see it, but the sign says reducing and weight gaining. So reducing is a really an out-of-date term for losing weight. Nobody uses that. And weight gaining, I think, was meant for the 97-pound weaklings. Nobody's otherwise looking for gaining weight. So I went up this stairway with splintered wooden stairway, and halfway up it smelled like old gym clothes. And I came across the gym, and it was owned by this man, Doug Ide. I just want to show you this just to give you, he was 87 at the time. And he's a grizzled old guy, disheveled in part, very few teeth, but strong and loud. He was in control. And I just want to show you this picture to show you how dilapidated the gym was. There was peeling paint everywhere, everywhere. And it had never been repainted. So I've never been a gym person at all. And, so I went in and I talked to Doug. He said, well, do you know anything about free weights? I said, not a thing. He said, well, if you want to join, I'm going to have to work with you 3 times a week for a month before I let you loose anything. So I said, that's great. Because I wanted, my goals were to photograph Doug, the gym, and some of the members. So I went in 3 times a week. I photographed before, during, sometimes during exercise, and afterwards. And he did. He made me stronger. I felt better. Sort of all dissolved after I left. There's one book that's pretty famous in the past. It's called Times Square Gym by a guy named John Goodman. It's all black and white, and it's very sort of photojournalistic, and a lot of boxers. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show the gym and its members, and not concentrate. There was a boxing ring, but I didn't want to concentrate on it. I wanted to talk about the people and Doug. And the themes that I was most interested in were memory, loss, and mortality. And these are themes that I found at a previous project where I photographed estate sales. So I went there and got to know a lot of the members and got to know Doug very well. And one of the problems about photographing in the gym was the light. I only used natural light. And the room was very long. It's not very wide, it's very long. And so there was good light at each end, but in the middle it was lit by fluorescent lights, which was just horrible. And I had to work around that. But these red boxing gloves, hanging gloves, this is called, those were in Doug's office. And they've been there for years. And the light was different every time I chose this one time to photograph it. And the gloves are hanging over the fuse box. And this little sign up there says, don't touch. The members of the gym came from all strata of society. There was a mega mogul real estate man from downtown Dallas who was there. It was his favorite gym. He belonged to all kinds. And there were people who were living off the street. Because of the peeling paint and the condition of the gym, nobody wore fancy clothes. It just would have been out of place. And Doug was a terrific trainer. And this gym had always been on all the lists of 10 best classic gyms in the country. And he was well known for being a great trainer. In the early days, he started in 1962, and his first members were bodybuilders, wrestlers, boxers, but as time went on, just all body types, all types of people joined. Young people, a lot of young people started moving downtown, so they were a big part of the gym, and they idolized it. Doug himself was a true character. He smoked cigars all day, and the gym was filled with cigar smoke. He loved to eat herring and sardines, and he would use a jackknife to take them out of the tin can. And he'd say, 100 calories, all protein. And he bragged he'd never went to a doctor since the Air Force and God knows when. He had been here since 1962, and one of the theme of mortality was really there. I mean, he knew he was not going to be able to make it too much longer. And his landlord asked for a lot more money. And he decided he'd close the gym. He gave everybody 2 weeks' notice. And there was a party for him, and then that was it. And they had some people volunteer to cart all the equipment out of the gym. They moved it to his backyard in Hearst, Texas, where they are today. So this all became a book. Doug's Gym, the last of its kind, was published by Kara Verlag, which is a German publisher, and available here, by the way. So
And he'll sign a copy for you.
absolutely.
Take advantage of that.
Actually, we have some that are signed by me and by Doug. Which is so, does anyone have any questions?
Is he still living?
Yes, he is 91.
Wow.
I spoke to him last week. He's feisty as ever. He's got bad emphysema, and if he got COVID, he would not do well, and he refuses to be vaccinated. But he's got some, yeah.
I was going to ask, does he have any, family that's still living, or children, or?
Yeah, well, he worked, by the way, 6 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. And he was married. His wife died some years ago. He took a week off, and then he's got a number of children and grandchildren. He was living with a son who was bad diabetic, who died in the house about a year ago. But he's in the back. He welcomes his old members to come by and visit him and work out with him.
Well, you immortalized them. It's incredible. Now,
Yeah.
The grandkids now.
No, it was really funny because I told him what I was trying to do, and when the books came, I took some over to him. Doug is not an educated man. He's very down to earth. And he looked at it and he said, "This is art. This is art." You know, it was really gratifying to see that. So.
Is he still smoking cigars?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and another thing about the cigar smoking is he loves it when it gets down to the nub, but it gets very hot.
Oh.
So there's a picture in the book. He's got actually a little knife that holds he's holding.
Oh,
Yeah. So does anybody here know? Did anybody know the gym? But it's quite a place. Now, it's unoccupied. I think the sign is still there, but not lit up. And it's deserted. It couldn't be used now because it wouldn't meet any code standard. The bathrooms there was no door to the bathrooms. There was a little curtain for the men's and the bathrooms. I can't describe how they looked. It was not, cleanliness was not an adjective. So, any other questions?
Did they have any women work out there? Was it?
Oh, yes. Yes, they did. And there's one of the women, the oldest woman member was there, and I photographed her for the book. And also there are a lot of young women, a lot of them box. And fierce, they're great. One woman was a great boxer. And there were a lot of bodybuilders there too as well. Every body shape you can imagine. Anybody else?
So what was the time frame of when you did this?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. I started in 2017 in the fall. And again, 3 times a week, and then the gym closed in March, the end of March 2018. So I didn't know I was photographing the last 6 months of the gym when I started. It just turned out that way. I was a little sad when it closed, but my daughter said, "Well, you've got an ending." So,
Well, you know, when you go in the movie business, they have location scouts.
mhm.
I'm pretty sure when they walked in there, they thought, we can film in here and have to do nothing.
Well,
They try to recreate that look. It's so you can't see that.
there was a film, I forgot the name of it, that had a boxing scene that they put a ring there that they filmed. That was filmed. And a lot of photographers have come there. And actually, when I first came, I said, before I joined, the first day, I said, "Do you mind if I photograph here?" And he sort of said dismissively, "Well, we have all kinds of photographers who've been here. Like, there's nothing you can find." But that just goes to show that everything's been photographed, but I always find a personal, different way to do it.
So what's next now in terms of, I mean, this project is completed, right?
Yes.
So are you working on something now?
Going through some very personal project that's very different, very dark. But the world's in a bit of a dark place now, so.